Hi, I'm Brett Ullman. Welcome to Parenting, Navigating Everything, the channel where we equip and empower you as a parent to navigate all aspects of parenting in this modern culture we live in today. Now, this talk today is not just for parents, it's actually for anyone. Now, in the talk I do called The Walking Wounded, which is my talk I speak on mental health, I walk through my own journey, but I also give a ton of great resources on how to help both yourself and others who are struggling. Today for this video, I just want to walk through my top 14 favorite books on this topic. Now, below in the description, I've given you direct links to both the Amazon Canada or Amazon US, so you can go and find each book, you can have a look at the descriptions, and if you want, you can buy it as well. I've also I'll mention if like a faith-based or not faith-based, I think I'll do that in the description as well, just so that you know which kind of worldview the author's coming from as well. So my favorite book by far would be this one. It's called the Anxiety and Phobia Workbook. Now, for some of these books, I have them physically. For some of them, they're digital, so I'll just put up the picture beside me. But for this one, you can see this has been one of my favorite books on mental health. You know, if you want to talk about nutrition, turn to the chapter on nutrition, practical conversation. You want to talk about taking medications, turn to the chapter on medications. This is the sixth edition, Edward J. Bourne. I can't recommend this high enough. Number 2 is a book called Mental Health in the Church, and the byline is a ministry handbook for including families impacted by mental illness. It's by Stephen, and I'm going to say this wrong, Grcevivc. This is a faith-based book, but it is probably my favorite book for you if you are a leader or a pastor looking at how you can kind of make your church, how you can deal with mental health from within your church walls. Number 3 is a book called Christians Get Depressed Too by David Murray, another faith-based book. Really great conversations. I've used a few of his quotes in my mental health talk for many years. Book number 4, A Troubled Mind, Mental Illness and the Church's Mission by Amy Simpson. Again, probably one of my favorite books. I'm going to say this a whole bunch, I think, but these are some really great books. I think I've read about 200 books on mental health, and so these are the ones I've narrowed down that have kind of played the biggest role in my own mental health struggles, and also that I've heard from people how they've really been helped by those books as well. Book number 5. It's called The Ripple Effect. Now, this is not faith-based. This is actually not specifically dealing with mental health, but the byline is very simple. Sleep better, eat better, move better, think better. Some of those things in the body, mind, and soul that I address, this really helps with the body by Greg Wells. He's from Toronto, has a podcast as well, but really great book. Number 6, When Life Goes Dark. This is talking about finding hope in the midst of depression. A guy named Richard Winter, also faith-based conversation. He has one of my favorite conversations on the 5 reasons we suffer. It's actually quite an amazing, quick read as you go through it. Number 6, Leading on Empty by Wayne Cordero. He talks about refilling your tank and renewing your passion. Pastor conversation of having kind of a burnout and a breakdown, which is very refreshing because it's very rare to kind of see those kind of conversations. Number 8 is called The Relaxation Response. Again, a digital book, so you can see the image beside me. If you think of panic attacks, this is kind of the opposite of that. It's how do we kind of, as opposed to being in fight or flight, how do we have our body relax? And it's a lot about, mindfulness and breathing. Number 9, a really great book by Grant Mullen, faith-based conversation, Emotionally Free, a prescription for healing body, soul, and spirit. Really great read. Make sure you check out Grant Mullen's, his YouTube channel and his website as well. Number 10, a book called Trauma and Resilience, effectively supporting those who serve God. I'm going to say all these names wrong. FRAUKE. Is that FRAUKE, SHAEFER, and Charles SHAEFER? Faith-based conversation. But for me, again, I always put the quotes inside the front cover. Tons and tons of great conversation. Book 11 is actually Fearless in 21 Days, A Survivor's Guide to Overcoming Anxiety by Sarah Ball. Sarah is a faith-based person, Canadian as well. Really practical, great conversations here. Looking at the whole, body, body, mind, and soul, which is kind of the analogy I use in my talks, but she walks through all those conversations. Number 12, Overwhelmed, just Overwhelmed, which the byline is Winning the War Against Worry by Perry Noble, a pastor in the US, another really great book. A couple left. Number 13 is When Panic Attacks, the new drug-free anxiety treatment that can change your life by David D. Burns. Faith-based conversation looking at panic and anxiety. And 14 would be Who Switched Off My Brain, kind of a funny title, by Dr. Carolyn Leaf, Controlling Toxic Thoughts and Emotions. Now, the only one I might add in, which would make it 15, would be my own book. I wrote this with myself and Adam Clarke and a psychologist, Dr. Mary Lynn, put in, I think, 7 counseling sessions inside this. But this is kind of the conversation I had before my breakdown. So this is good information looking at everything from eating disorders to self-harm, depression, and the like. Now, these are all books that I've read and I've found very helpful in my own journey and research on mental health. If there's any great books you think I'm missing, please just send them through. This list will grow over time. If there are any books that I'm missing, just drop them in the description below or on whatever social media site that you are actually listening to this on. I just want to say I just love when anyone is having conversations on mental health, and I just think for the more of us, for those of us, the more we read, the more educated and knowledgeable we can be to not only help ourselves, but help others as well. So please grab a few of these, check them out, and just let me know your thoughts. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.